Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lost in the Real. Today, we are going to be revisiting films from our past, talking about how we felt about it then and how we feel about it now. This is the Throwback.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us again here on Lost in the Real. My name is John,
And this is Shawn.
and today we'll be throwing it back with two holiday classics, both of which written and produced by the giant of 20th century film, John Hughes. This is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and also the infamous Home Alone.
So
So,
let's start talking about Christmas Vacation first. What were your thoughts when you watched it as a younger kid?
well, I always enjoyed all of the Vacation trilogy, you could call it, I guess, starring the whole Griswold family. Clark, Beverly, D'Angelo as the lovely wife, and Juliette Lewis as the daughter, who grew up to be her own actress, of course. So, I mean, they were all real actresses then, too. But anyway, it was the Christmas Vacation was always my favorite of the vacation movies. It was the most fun, the most kind of easy to get through. I feel like some of the other storylines were a little strained in certain ways, but this is just a great, unique, but classic Christmas movie. So I always enjoyed it as a kid for sure. But what about you, Sean?
Um, I'm gonna preface this with saying, as a kid, I didn't really grow up with comedies. My family wasn't a huge comedy family, so a lot of these classics in comedy I never saw as a kid, so they're not as close to my heart. But I definitely did see this movie when I was younger, and I remember liking it well enough. I thought it was fun, silly, but it kind of got lost in the shuffle of all of the other Christmas movies that I saw. So I was pretty much going into this fresh.
There are many Christmas movies. I understand how it could have gotten lost. Well,
Definitely.
Well, I think looking at it now, though, I haven't watched it in probably 10 years at least. Who knows? That's part of the fun, of course. Who knows last time we saw some of these? So, and like you said, you probably only saw it way back in the day. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was refreshing to go back to old school John Hughes style films. A little cliche at times, a little slapsticky at parts, but Chevy Chase played it all pretty well. So I appreciated that, and it was a great story of characters. The crazy one note grandparents excluded. They all played their role pretty well and moved it on. So it was uh, a great Christmas time for sure that you can watch with the whole family, even though I watched it alone. But what about you, Sean?
um, where do I begin? Hmm. Um, I hated it.
Oh no!
I I found myself just dreading finishing it. I started it 2 days ago and then watched a little bit more yesterday and then finished it today. I don't know. I found it to be extremely mean-spirited, the whole entire thing. And I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
watching a Christmas movie. There should be some redeemable characters. Didn't really find a redeemable character. Chevy Chase is an imbecile. He's a crazed lunatic, and he's so mean. And
He
everyone's
can
just
be.
letting him be this awful human that needs to just shut the up. And like
I
someone needs
was
to rein that man in. I don't know. I just thought
so
it was.
I'm sorry. I just want you to try to give me some examples here of him like actually being mean, apart from him being. Because I mean, yeah, I
It's
see
like
what you're
it's
saying, but wait,
he's
like, yeah, he was unnecessarily rude to Julia Louis Dreyfus and her husband, next door neighbors. But
Yeah, it's like he'll say like nasty things under his breath, and Chevy Chase kind of does this in a lot of his movies, where he's just like scowls at somebody and will be like "Blah, blah, blah, blah," like say something nasty about his cousin, or like maybe he just like what was it that was it a tree or something like went through the window,
Yeah.
and yeah. And I like he doesn't say anything. He just like lets it go. Like, oh, like who
Well,
cares? Well, it's
I
just
don't,
because
I
he
don't think you noticed that one, but yeah, I thought that was part of the best humor of it. Actually, was his little mutterings under the breath, like when he's at the office and he's like, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass, Happy Hanukkah." It's just like, yeah. But he was trying to deal with a lot of pressure, trying to help provide that, familial classic Christmas. Of course, that is somewhat unattainable. That was like part of the whole moral of the story, that it's not a matter of the turkey or the, like it says at the end, it's not about the turkey or the tree or the anything else. It's about the, I mean, I don't know, Christmas miracles happening and making people better through strife, but family. So helped Mr. McScrooge, the businessman, see the error of his ways. So yeah, the moral was loose, for sure, for sure. But overall, he was just trying to, deal with societal pressures and have a good Christmas, right?
I mean, fair enough. You're giving it way too much credit, but we'll go with that, John.
Okay, cool, cool.
Okay, John. So, how many cups of eggnog would you like to give Christmas Vacation?
Hmm. I would give it, as a Christmas movie, 4 out of 5. Because if we're doing 5 cups, that's not enough for me for a night. But hey, uh, I would give it that because although it's not a necessarily classic Christmas movie with its, I guess, moral message or its use of swear words on occasion, or the insults, it was still heartwarming in ways, still a family film, a story about family anyway, and just dealing with the people in your life. Sometimes they aren't blood related, but it's all about the people in your life that makes things special. Not necessarily the swimming pool, but the people who can swim in there with you, which does not include Cousin Eddie because he can't swim. But Sean, how many cups of eggnog would you rate Christmas Vacation?
I will be giving Christmas Vacation a half a cup of eggnog out of 5.
Half a
I
cup.
don't like this movie. It's been a long time since I was like, it hurt me to even finish a film. I thought the humor was completely like the lowest of low hanging fruit, or in this case, mistletoe type humor. I thought the characters were awful, likable. It did not put me in the Christmas spirit. It just kind of made me pissed off. So that's where I'll be leaving Christmas
Okay.
season.
So it's not even like a Die Hard or Gremlins 2 style Christmas movie where you can only technically put it on because it technically takes place during Christmas.
No, I'm gonna be drinking half my cup of eggnog somewhere else where Christmas Vacation is far, far away.
Oh no. Well, I guess we can just Skype afterwards then. That'll be fine. We don't need to watch it together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start talking about Home Alone. What did you think about this film when you were younger?
Well, to be honest, I didn't quite think too much of it. It wasn't a ubiquitous part of my childhood, like some people grew up with that movie. It's on that Netflix films that shaped us, which, I don't say it doesn't deserve to be, but I wouldn't say it shaped me. However, it was always awesome, later on. I mean, I don't know when I first watched it, but the point is, I thought all of his antics were awesome. As a young person, I thought it would be great to jump on the bed and eat the bowls of marshmallows and chocolate syrup and watch the movies. And although Joe Pesci was pretty darn great in it, I more thought of him as my cousin Vinny, so I didn't even connect Joe Pesci with the movie, to be honest. But what did you think of it back in the day?
It also wasn't a huge part of my childhood. I definitely saw it as a kid and remember just also thinking like, wow, I want my parents to get the hell out of here so I can do what he's doing. But I did have like a good reaction to it when I was younger. I thought it was a really fun movie, and it was kind of almost like a dreamlike situation that I kind of really enjoyed when I was younger. Once again, this is one that I haven't watched in a while though.
I can't even remember the last time I watched it, so I was happy to revisit for this.
So what did you think about it now, Johnny?
I definitely enjoyed it. It was also John Hughes, well-made film. Macaulay Culkin is a great actor, and especially for a kid, and he was freaking adorable in it. And I was really impressed with Joe Pesci's comedic skills in it. Once again, there was a lot of slapstick. Obviously, the whole bit with all the traps relies on the whoa falling back and all. So, but it was all played super well, and it was frustrating with the mom and her antics. Just wait for the plane until Friday. What are you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it was still a good Christmas movie that doesn't have to be watched on Christmas. So I appreciate that. Sean, what did you think of it?
I love that you just brought up that it doesn't need to be watched just on Christmas. I think it's perfect to watch it during this time of the year, but also it exists in a different realm where you can enjoy it at any time. I thought, just mirroring you, Macaulay Culkin is so adorable, and he has so
Combing
much
his hair back.
he has so much charisma and star presence, and he has these funny little quirks that like a very young child would have, but he just seems also so wise that his delivery of the lines are just really funny because it's like an old man in a young person's body sometimes, and I
Yeah,
love that.
seriously.
Uh, I also found that the church scene was where I really got invested in this movie between him and the old man neighbor.
Yeah.
And I thought that that was such a beautifully done scene and very realistic in the delivery. One last thing I'm going to bring up, which I want to know your thoughts on. I remember when I was younger that the whole movie was slapstick humor and all those traps. That was the entire movie. I was surprised to see that it's really just at the very end. And I'm
Yeah.
not a huge fan of like humor where people get hurt. I just don't think it's that funny. So I was
Yeah.
actually pleasantly surprised to see that it was just at the very end. What do you think about the slapstick humor?
Um, yeah, I also, I guess, under or overestimated the amount of the movie that was all those traps and stuff, but I almost felt like it was the weakest part of the movie. Like, like with the church scene you said, there was almost a moment like uh where it lost its pacing on a bit, but it was yeah, Macaulay Culkin's delivery was awesome when he's going shopping in the store and he's like, "Oh, I got this coupon in the newspaper today." And he's talking to the Santa Claus guy, and he's like, "I'm old enough to know how this works. You're not really Santa, but you work for him." So it's like you think it's gonna go with the full adult, but then he's still a kid. So it was just like perfect blending. So then, yeah, when it all got to that stuff, like yeah, the uh, traps themselves were really cool and well thought out, but it was kind of the weakest part of the movie.
So, how many cheese pizzas would you like to give Home Alone?
I would give it 3 out of 5. Um, I don't really know what it could do better necessarily in any specific parts, but it was good as a Christmas movie, good as not a Christmas movie, a little bit of a time capsule as well, makes you feel good. But I'm not gonna say that I could rewatch it next week or anything. But and besides, cheese pizza isn't even my favorite. I need some olives and peppers and stuff. What
Amen.
about you, Sean?
I will give it 2.5 slices of cheese pizza. I really enjoyed this movie actually. I think it's a good Christmas movie or just a good comedy in general. I laughed out loud a couple of times. I think Macaulay Culkin just carries the entire film absolutely. I
Oh yeah,
do think that the premise is so simple that it's very limited by that premise. And so it just, like you said, I don't know what they could do better. It just, that's the premise. It's fun. It gives you a little bit of holiday cheer, and it's over. So 2.5 cheese slices.
2.5. All right, that's all I need.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching Lost in the Reel. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you liked it, and John, what? Sit down.
Flying kitty cats.
Oh my god. And please comment down below. Let us know what you think of Christmas Vacation and Home Alone. And also, if there are any other Christmas movies you would like us to watch and talk about on the Throwback. Until next time, guys, get lost in the reel.